14 light-years away, a star once silent suddenly moved with precise, measured, unnatural intent. It was not a random flare. Its movement was smooth, deliberate, and terrifyingly controlled. Astronomers dismissed the anomaly at first, but the speed kept rising beyond natural limits.
Within 72 hours, the star tripled its speed and turned directly toward our solar system.
Emergency alerts activated across the globe. Every telescope locked onto the same moving point of light. Spectral analysis revealed something impossible. The surface was a hollow shell hiding pure darkness. Inside the glowing surface, there was no fusion, no core, no natural signature. Only silence.
Stars are not supposed to move. Stars are not supposed to be empty. This was something else. Then the object accelerated again, as if it sensed our gaze. Its pulse grew stronger.
Whatever was inside that shell had chosen a path. It was coming straight for Earth. The world's most powerful radio arousals focused on the object. The light no longer behaved like light. Across every wavelength, signals returned scrambled into a single pulse, repeating with mechanical precision.
At exactly 0214 UTC, the object emitted a signal that was structured and deliberate, not cosmic noise.
No known pulsar matched its rhythm. The signal was binary, a message constructed with careful intention.
The pattern mirrored the rhythm of the human heartbeat. It matched every measurable detail perfectly.
The entity was not calling us. It was copying us, studying us carefully before replying. Telescopes detected gravitational ripples radiating outward. Space itself began to bend unnaturally. Starlight from nearby constellations curved into the object, flowing like rivers toward a cosmic drain. Every observatory reported the same result. The pulse frequency was now locked directly on Earth. It was no longer just a distant object. It was an eye, and that eye was fixed on us. A global emergency meeting was called. World leaders demanded answers, but science offered only silence. The pulse was now synchronized with Earth's rotation. It followed us like a heartbeat around the globe. Cities near observatories began reporting electrical surges. Power grids pulsed in time with the signal. Air traffic control reported interference. Aircraft instruments responded to the pulse like an invisible command. In space, satellites trembled. The pulse distorted orbits, bending their paths toward the approaching object.
The object trajectory shifted closer. At its current acceleration, it would reach Earth in just 15 days. Governments authorized space agencies to prepare a direct probe. Humanity's first response would be a question.
The launch countdown began, beneath a sky still pulsing. Every eye on Earth turned toward the stars.
Engines roared through the silence of fear. Humanity's first message was a single question. Why?
The probe carried humanity's voice. It raced into the dark, chasing a star that should not move.
As the probe crossed lunar orbit, its sensors detected a secondary pulse, hidden beneath the primary signal.
The secondary pulse was faster, sharper. It was not broadcasting randomly. It was counting down.
On Earth, decoding teams scrambled to translate the signal. Every pulse carried layers of hidden structure. What they found was not language. It was a sequence of coordinates, buried beneath repeating numbers.
The coordinates pointed directly to the object itself. It was not calling, it was inviting.
The probe's engines adjusted course automatically. No command was sent from Earth. Something else was guiding it.
In control rooms worldwide, no one spoke. The probe was no longer under human control.
Closer to the star, sensors picked up another anomaly. a faint lattice structure surrounding the object. The structure was massive. It pulsed in perfect rhythm with the star, as if they were one being. Back on Earth, the pulse filled every communication band. The entire planet now shared one heartbeat. The pulse grew louder, bleeding into everything. It was no longer just heard, it was felt.
In hospitals, heart monitors synchronized with the signal. The star had found humanity's most fragile rhythm.
The probe continued its descent toward the structure. It no longer transmitted data. It was listening.
Engineers on Earth tried to override the systems. Nothing responded. The probe had fallen silent.
Inside the structure, the probe's external cameras captured something beyond comprehension. Movement within the lattice. The structure was not a cage. It was opening, like something had been waiting to be awakened. On Earth, sensors detected a surge of unknown energy. It spread outward like a wave of breath. The wave struck Earth's atmosphere. Auroras erupted worldwide, painting the night sky blood red. The object was no longer distant. Its presence was here, wrapped around every frequency and every breath. Then the pulse stopped. For the first time, silence cut through the world like a blade. The silence lasted only seconds, but it felt endless. Every instrument on Earth froze at once. Then, a single low tone replaced the pulse. It was deeper, slower, and aimed directly at Earth.
Seismographs registered the vibration underground. The tone was shaking the entire planet in perfect sync.
The probe drifted into the open lattice. Inside, the structure pulsed with an alien heartbeat. Geometric patterns unfolded around the probe. They were not random. They formed shapes resembling language. The symbols pulsed like sentences being spoken. Humanity was not observing anymore. It was being addressed. On Earth, languages and data systems crashed. The tone rewrote every signal, every screen, every channel. The tone aligned with the planet's magnetic field. Compasses spun freely, as if gravity itself bent.
Then, the lattice structure began to fold inward. It wasn't collapsing, it was transforming. For the first time, the star revealed its core. And what lay inside was not light.
The dark sphere at the center of the structure pulsed once. Every signal on Earth went silent again. The sphere's surface was not solid. It rippled like a liquid mirror, reflecting something behind reality. The probe was pulled closer, though no force was detected. Space itself was bending around the object. Inside Mission Control, operators whispered. It felt like the object was no longer just being observed.
It was watching back. Every camera, every lens, felt like it was now part of its gaze. The probe crossed the event boundary. For the first time, the sphere allowed something to pass inside.
Inside, sensors failed instantly. The probe saw nothing, but something was clearly seeing it.
A voiceless message burned into the transmission feed. Not a sound, but a single thought. Welcome.
The lattice began spinning slowly. Its beams folded inward, forming a spiral around the black sphere.
Earth's magnetosphere trembled. The pulse returned, stronger, sharper, echoing through the planet's very core.
The spiral around the sphere accelerated, bending starlight into a whirlpool.
Under every ocean, sensors registered pressure changes. The pulse was now resonating through water and stone. The object's spiral opened like a door. A void formed at its center, swallowing starlight. Inside the void, there was no movement, no heat, no sound. Only a gravity deeper than silence.
The probe transmitted a single frame before vanishing completely. It showed a surface that was not space.
The star's pulse fractured into 3 tones, each climbing higher, wrapping around the planet like a net. Cities worldwide lost communication. The tones resonated inside people's minds, bypassing every barrier of language. The pulse no longer came from the star. It was echoing from inside the planet itself. Tectonic plates trembled as if breathing. The pulse felt less like a signal now, and more like awakening. A final surge of light erupted from the void. And then, for the 3rd time, everything went still.
As the blinding flare faded, Earth remained silent beneath a star that should have been impossible.
The star had moved. But the real change was no longer in the sky. It was here,